Thank you, Bill. Good evening, everyone. I have an educational background that I graduated from Westminster College with a minor in education. I'm a firm believer in public education also. The Ligonier School District ranks 76th out of the 500 districts in the state of Pennsylvania. I'm proud of the efforts of the administrators, teachers, and students. That's a great achievement. I supported the consolidation of schools because I thought and think and know that it is the right thing to do. I led efforts to keep the taxes at a bare minimum, which for the past 4 years we have not raised taxes. Many cost savings efforts were put into place to accomplish this, and I will represent the taxpayers. I believe that school boards should establish policies and that you should hire competent people to carry them out, and they should be held accountable. We have several current budget issues which we find ourselves in. We're not alone. Every school district in the state has been impacted by the governor's budget, and that's a whole different issue that we can talk about later. I want to tell you that you're lucky. The current board and the candidates running are very dedicated people. And they attend meetings, they go to school board meetings, they go to committee meetings, they go to webinars, they go to IU meetings. They're always involved, and I'm proud of those people because that takes a lot of commitment. And those people are willing to make that commitment and are running for re-election or election at this time. In conclusion, consolidation has worked. Students get along. This district has saved money and resources. So vote on May 17th. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. Next, Mr. Jack McDowell. Jack is a lifelong resident of the Ligonier Valley. He graduated from Ligonier High School in 1969. He has taught in the Ligonier Valley School District for 34 years, 20 of them at the R.K. Mellon Elementary, and the last 14 I should say, at Ligonier Valley Middle School. And he is cross-filed for a 4-year term on the board of the May 17th primary. Please welcome Jack McDowell.
Thank you. Welcome everyone. Thank you for coming and spending some time with us. When somebody first came to me and approached me about running for school board and asked me to think about it, I did. And as I went further into that world, I found out that 99% of this valley thinks I'm crazy now, as I stand before you as a candidate. But I'm going to run down through some things that I think will help you understand why I'm standing here this evening. I do have 34 years in the classroom, and let me tell you, being on the inside of a public school is an amazing place. You can't even imagine the things I've seen, the things I've heard, the things I've learned in those 34 years is absolutely beyond description. I could write a book. I would have to change a lot of names because some of you may be sitting in the audience tonight as past parents of kids that I've had. In those 34 years, I was able to touch 4,300 students. I had the same pleasure of meeting and greeting 8,600 different parents. That is, of course, assuming there's only 2. I also had the pleasure of spending 6,120 days in the classroom. I got to tell you, not one was the same as the other. It's one of the nice things about being a teacher. It's never the same when you walk in that classroom. You better buckle your seatbelt. I used to tell my parents, my students' parents, that if you don't believe what your kid comes home and tells you about me, I won't believe what they tell me when they come to school about you. So I could tell you stories about parents that would just amaze you. Kids do not hold back. They're amazing stories. Some of my experience within the school system, I did teach science at the R.K. Mellon for a long time, 19 years I believe it was, under the watchful eye of Stan Harvey. And he did keep a watchful eye on me because he knew he needed to. I taught math at the middle school for 15 years, and that's pretty much where my career ended up there at the middle school. I served on professional development committees. I served on multiple book adoption committees, whether it be math, reading, science, and spelling. I was on budgeting committees, I was on scheduling committees, I was on more committees than you can shake a stick at. I grew to love teaching, I still do. I still miss it. My retirement was bittersweet. became very proud of the school district because I knew it like few people know it. I knew it from the inside. It was a great school district, and it still is a great school district. I am a firm believer in public education because there are other options out there now that will come up later. Public schools are like a dress rehearsal for life, you know. It's like what you're going to get when you get out there, you find inside a public school. Now, some of it's not that great either, but guess what? Some of life is not that great. I believe that teaching is one of the hardest jobs there is, and I also believe that it is one of the most important. I also know that we're facing great challenges right now over the next 4 years. Change is coming. I think my experience as an educator will help me. Thank you. I'll see you at the polls.
Thank you, Jack. And last but certainly not least, Irma Stouffer Hutchinson. Irma has served on the Ligonier Valley School Board since being appointed to a seat in January of 2010. She is cross-filed for the May 17th primary. She previously served 12 plus years on the Ligonier Valley School Board prior to relocating in Florida, and she returned to the Valley in March of 2008. So please welcome Irma Stouffer Hutchinson.
Thank you, Bill, and welcome everybody. By the way, you took a lot of what I was going to say away as well, like you did with her, but that's okay. As Bill said, I was appointed to the seat vacated by Mike Mannion, and I am a grassroots native of Ligonier Valley. I attended grade school, as a matter of fact, 2 different schools because they were one-room schools in Cook Township. I then went to junior high in the Marker Building and graduated from Ligonier High School in 1961. During the tenure that I was on the board before, as Bill mentioned, I was a delegate to the Westmoreland County Intermediate Unit Board for 10 years, and I briefly served on the Tech Board at that time as well. Currently, I'm one of the 3 delegates from Ligonier to the Eastern Westmoreland Career and Tech Center. I've been a lifelong member of the workforce until I moved back to Pennsylvania in 2008 as a retiree. And I've been a taxpayer all my life as well. Currently, I serve on a number of other boards besides the Ligonier Valley School Board. And I have a responsibility in their budgeting process in a variety of positions, as well as the budgeting process of the Ligonier Valley School District. And even though their budgets are less than that of the district, the fiscal responsibility remains the same. Every dollar is important, whether it's a large or a small entity. Currently, I'm serving as president of the Laurel Valley Senior Citizens Corporate Board, and their fiscal year 2011-12 budget of $300,000 plus includes both county and local funds, and it's a work in progress right now. I'm a member of the Westmoreland Case Management and Sports. Their 2009 audited budget was $3.25 million. I'm president of the village at Ligonier. The current budget is just $9,000, but all those dollars are very important to the entity. The Ligonier Valley School District has a history of providing a strong, well-rounded educational program for its students, and I look forward to maintaining these high standards while balancing the budget. Graduates today must compete on a global scale in an ever-changing workplace. Faced with declining enrollment and decreased state funding, wise stewardship has placed new demands on board members, both here in Ligonier Valley and throughout the state. The 2010-12 fiscal year budget is a work in progress, and I will continue to look forward to input from all constituents, as I have been doing all along, from students, parents, senior citizens, and newly retired baby boomers. The next budget work session for the board is Thursday, May the 5th. That's at the Mellon Elementary Building, and I certainly invite each and every one of you to attend. Incidentally, it's at that building. I know that some people are asking why we were moved. We've been preempted by the high school because they have an activity there. In conclusion, I believe that I bring a strong historical perspective to the board, as well as a lifetime of experience achieved through a variety of work and volunteer venues. And I made it just right. Thank you.